There are some forms that we can't model with Revit, especially with curves and soft edges. Mass can help us a lot with this. Not only it's fast, but it's easy. So let's learn about its basic rules and see how we can use all of those tools to model our forms. There are three ways that you can create mass. One of them is to go to the file and create a new conceptual mass. In here you can see this RFD mass file, and if you open it, first thing that you realize is that its background is different. It's just a simple background and we can change it in other ways too. But the important thing is that in here you can save your form, you can save your model separately and load it into any project that you want. Also in here you can set your levels while you're working on your model. Second way is in Architecture tab in Component. If you click on Model in Place, you can see this mass category in here. Give it a name if you want, and this is the mass environment in the second way. There isn't that much difference between them and we have all of the options in here, but we don't have level and the background is different. It's actually exactly like creating generic model in the project, not different family. It's like creating different model in place in your family. So if you create your model and click on this finish mass, you can use it in your project and you can save it separately to use, for example, in another project. And also in the third way, we will have this problem. This is the easiest way, so you just need to go to the massing and site and create a in place mass. This way also will not give you a separate file to save and use in another project, but you will have all of the mass options in here too. Next part is about the different lines that we have in massing area. So there is this model line. I'm going to create one in this part. We have a reference line. Again, I'm going to create one in here, and at the end the plane line, reference plane line. This third one is exactly like the reference plan that we use in our project. We use it for guidance or for dimensions, for locking things in their place and these kind of things. So if you go to 3D view, you can see it in this part. The next line is this reference line. It has different faces, so we can set our work plan on them. Also, we have a face in the start and also on the end of it, so we can use these two faces too. We're going to use this reference line a lot with this massing area. For this reference plan and reference line, we can create different categories, subcategories, and we can actually change their color, change their line pattern, and these kind of things. But the last line, this model line, is not like them and we can change its subcategory. This is the main line that we can use in our project. We can use it for modeling different forms and for creating shape. Okay, let's see how we can actually create forms. There's one tool that we are going to use for all of the forms that we are going to create. You remember all of the create options in the model in place, in families that we use, the extrusion, the strip, the revolve, and also the blend. We will have all of them in one tool, but we don't have it yet. For using that, you need to first create a form, for example, a circle. If you create your shape and select it, you can see it in this part. It's a create form and it has solid form and the void form. As I said, it is exactly like the model in place and families. Go to the 3D view, select your form and click on it. Based on the form and the number of the shapes that you are going to select and use create form for them, it will change the order. So for example, for this one we had a simple circle and it created an extrusion for that. But if you create a line in this part and then select both of them and use create form, it will turn it into a revolve. Then, for example, if you create a rectangle in another work plan, for example, this one in here, and then you see they are in different levels. And now if you select both of them and use create form, it will blend them together simply like this. For this strip, I'm going to first delete all of these and then use this SP line for creating a shape simply like this. Then I'm going to set my work plan on this side of the SP line. Now if I click on this part, you can see the work plan, and in here I'm going to create a very simple circle in this part. Then if I select my profile and then the path, and after that if I click on this create form, it will give me a sweep. Also, if I set my work plan on the other side and then create a, for example, polygon in this part and then select the path and also this shape, it will turn it into a sweep blend. The profile in this part is a circle and on the other side we have this polygon. Now let's set the work plan on the first level and create a form to see and use other options. I'm going to first create a polygon in this part. Okay, now let's go to the 3D view and set the work plan on this level. I want to create another polygon on top of this, so let's go to the top view, and in here I'm going to simply create a reference line in the center just to find the exact place of it. And after that I'm going to create a polygon with this model line and make sure it's on draw on work plan exactly in the center. Okay, now I'm going to select this one and turn them into a form. In this part, if you hover your mouse over one of the edges, it gives you this gizmo that you can move the lines, the edges to whatever direction that you want. For selecting one of the faces, you just need to hover your mouse over one of the edges and press tab until there is a blue line around your face. After that, you can select it and change its scale, change its profile. For example, I'm going to move it up simply like this. Then if you want to change it, you can go to the edit profile. In here you can change and modify these lines to whatever shape that you want. For example, you can delete it completely and create a rectangle for it, or create a circle, or add some extra edges to this, or simply select it and change its scale. For example, make it smaller like this, or rotate it. I'm going to go to first level and select it and rotate it, for example 45 degrees. Now if you hit finish, the form is going to be changed according to the changes that you created to the first profile. The next option that we have is this X-ray. If you click on it, you can see all of the points, all of the edges and profiles that you have added to your form. We can use it when we want to edit the form. After that, we have this add edge. With this we can add edges to the form. So for example, I'm going to add one to this part and one here, and with each edge that you add, you will get two different points that you can select and change their position. You can, for example, move this one to inside or this one to outside or any other direction, and for example create an opening in this part or create an extra form, extra part in the top. Next useful tool that we are going to use a lot is this add profile. It is kind of like add edge, and it creates profiles in your form wherever you want. I'm going to create one for this part and another one in here and one more in the center. So like other profile, in the top and base you can simply select it and change its profile. For example, I'm going to select this hole and change its scale. Just select it and then simply change its scale like this. Now if you hit finish, your form is going to be changed. Perfect. Now if you finish editing, you can turn this X-ray off. Let me change the visual style to consistent color, and this is our form. Now if you don't want to see these faces, you can use this dissolve and it will delete all of the faces, and you can have the profiles in each part. Now let's say you are finished with modeling and creating your form and you want to actually turn it into a real building. For this we need to first finish this mass and go to the real project. Go to one of the elevations, and in this part first I'm going to move this level down and create some other levels. I'm going to use pick line and offset of like 2 meters and create some other levels in these parts. Then we can go to 3D view and select the form. Now if you click on this mass floor, you need to select all of these levels to be able to create floors for them. Now let's go to floor and click on this floor by face. We also have this in massing and site, so you just need to click on this floor by face. Then change the floor type if you want, or select this one. Now you need to select all of these parts, all of these floors, and simple like this you created floors for all of the levels. Since the shape, the profile of this part is a little bit different, it wasn't able to create floor for this part. We can change it in the real mass, so if you select it you can go to edit in place and change this part's profile and then create floor for that part too. Now for walls, you can either go to wall part and use this wall by face, or go to massing and site and use this one. And after that you just need to change the type of your wall if you want, and then select one of these faces. It will create a wall with the shape of your form, simply like this. You see these walls, their form is really unique. There are a lot of forms that you can create with these tools. You just need to take your time and play with all of those options until you reach to the perfect form. You can use it for creating concept, for presentation, or things like this. So yes, that's it. I hope this was useful for you and you enjoyed watching it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Bye!